as we've covered about the photoelectric effect, it describes a way for us to eject an electron off the metal by hitting it with a photon, which is a just little packet of energy that is kinetic energy. And so when it does collide with the electron, all the energy is conserved by the electron, and it will be removed from the metal if it has enough energy. And what can we do with this electron? Well, we can make a circuit that looks like this, where the circles here represent the solar cell, where the electrons are going to be removed from the metal and go through the circuit and then return back to the solar cell. However, the solar cell is more than just a piece of metal, because we actually have to incite the electrons to go through the circuit and to return back to the solar cell. As such, the solar cell itself can be broken down to three different things, like so. This is the solar cell, and it's split up into the three different components: the p-type layer, the junction here, and the n-type layer. And so normally a solar cell is made up of silicon or some other metal, but what we do in these different layers are add different atoms that do different things. Here with the p-type layer, we add atoms to it that lose electrons, so you have these holes where electrons should be, giving it a positive charge. Here with the n-type layer, we add atoms that give more electrons for this layer, making it negative. And this junction is where these holes where the electrons should be and these extra electrons come together to make electron-hole pairs, right? And so what happens is that light actually hits this junction, breaks the hole and the electrons away from each other. The electron goes into the n-type layer. It gets fed into the circuit, which ends up back to the p-type. The hole and the electron come together to form back into the junction, and dude, come on, guys. What do I have to do to get you guys at least interested in any of this? Oh, I think I know. Hold on. See, I wrote a little rap for this. Solar cells!
No, please stop. No, it's good.
Guys, come on. Sit. Okay, sit. Okay, alright, here. Wise guy, huh? Alright, if you think that you know so much about all this stuff, then why don't you just tell me anything that's on this board right now, huh? Why don't you?
I mean, I actually know a little something. Yeah. So basically, solar cells are layered in materials, and the very first material is going to be called our hole transport, which is basically creating this junction with the perovskite. And so what happens is, like you said, as a photon hits it, the electrons will go into the junction. And one key thing that we figured out is that the power conversion efficiency is better used with this material as opposed to silicon due to its structure. It looks like this. We also know it as the calcium titanium oxide structure. Many perovskites used today use methyl ammonium lead triiodide. So that's it, right? I got everything?
Yeah, but like, I think you're missing something. You. I bet that you do not know what he's missing from that.
Actually, I do. So, the junction that Ray talks about actually calls quantum dots, which are dots that are finely tuned to absorb specific wavelengths, usually shorter ones because according to Planck's law, a shorter wavelength will give higher energy. Wavelengths such as those in UV and gamma region. This means that quantum dots can be 7 times as effective as a standard cell, as they can eject 7 more electrons in one photon.
Son of a gun. You've been on your computer this entire time. What could you feasibly know about any of this? Do you even know what the future of solar cells holds at all?
Yeah, the future of solar cells is actually being developed right here at UC Merced right now.
Well, of course, but explain it. Come on.
Alright, give me 1 sec. I'll be back. Okay, so traditionally how solar cells are made is that it's made mostly comprised of silicone, which is about 14% effective. And to make these solar cells using silicone, it's very expensive because first you have to produce it, then you have to ship these costly heavy parts for them to get to the consumer. And even if you're trying to use it in space, you'd have to produce the parts on Earth, then fly with rockets to space, which is super, super expensive. However, since UC Merced has partnered with NASA, they've come up with perovskite ink, which is 24% efficient, and it can be easily mass produced. So how it works is that this perovskite ink, you spray it onto a thin film, and it can basically produce a solar cell or solar panel. And so you can spray it in space, and I feel like the future of household usage for solar cells would increase exponentially by using these spray-on solar cells.
So yeah, we explained ourselves. What about you, Teach?
Yeah, what do you know?
Well, you know, it seems like you guys just like have it all down. Like, you know, you guys are totally great. You know, I mean, like, what is that over there?